In February of 2022, almost a year ago, Russia attacked Ukraine. It was announced that Russia started the special military operation against Ukraine. Towards the end of the year, Russian top propaganda people and even Russia's President Vladimir Putin started openly calling this special military operation the war. Over the course of 2022, many strange and tragic things happened. The kind of things that made many of us Russian citizens, ask our government the questions and demand the answers. And one answer to all questions that I myself and millions of other Russians asked was the same. Everything is going according to the plan. No more details were given to us about the goals of the plan, what is the duration of the plan, what is the price of the plan, nothing. Many different Russia's officials, from top to bottom, had one answer to all questions. Everything is going according to the plan. Well, in January of 2023, right now, it's been almost 1 year of them feeding us this garbage, and it is time to finally reveal this plan. Howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin. Welcome to Inside Russia, the place where I give you the news, recent developments, updates, my takes, and my opinions on what's happening in Russia. Usual Russia, explained by the unusual Russian. You know, this one thing that has been happening in Russia, very unexplained thing, is the plan. Most things that have been happening in the country can be explained. Very few cannot be. In the plan, it can only be explained by either people who made the plan revealing it, or by the results that the actions of the plan achieve. And as of this moment, none of the officials has explained us what is this mysterious plan. Again, this is January 2023. Well, if they don't do it, then I will reveal it myself. I will try to use logic and common sense. You can't beat logic and common sense, you know. The equation is fairly simple. And listen to this very carefully, because this is the key to understanding this whole plan. We have actions done by some people in power who we allowed to be in power, and we allowed them to take the actions, and we paid for the actions as taxpayers. So it's indirectly us, Russian citizens, responsible through the people in power, with ours saying, yes, they can be in power. So we have some actions done by these people. They make executive decisions. They execute the actions. The actions appear to be very strange and lacking logic and lacking common sense. And when we Russian citizens demand the answers, we demand the explanations of such actions. You know, we aren't given this one simple answer. Don't worry, everything is going according to the plan. One answer, by many different people, from the very top to the very bottom. Everything is going to according to the plan. Even now, albeit less often, but still, I hear this. Don't worry, everything is going according to the plan. January 2023. But now, the difference is that we have the results. It's almost been 1 year since the start of this whole tragic mess. And it's not just answering us, oh, don't worry, everything is going according to the plan. Things have gone according to the plan, and the results have been received according to the plan, and we actually can take a look at these results and we can find out what the plan really has been about. Again, actions, those responsible for the actions saying, we're making the right thing, we're doing the right thing, we're making the right decisions, everything is going toward the plan. And now the results. This is the equation, plain and simple. Okay. Now, let's take a close look at the results of this plan that are clearly seen in January 2023. Number one, the loss of lives of the Russians and the Ukrainians. It is safe to say right now that, well, not sure if the safe is the right word, but it is, well, it's probably the fact that we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people who have lost their lives on both sides. What kind of plan is that? Again, remember, this has been planned for a long time. Everything has gone according to the plan. The loss of life is part of the plan. Number two, Ukrainian economy destroyed. Civil infrastructure is bombed every single day, and the goal is to destroy, to destroy civil infrastructure, roads, power plants, water treatment plants, and so forth. And people are currently freezing to death in Ukraine. And that is the part of the plan, has always been. Number three, the land grab. In March, President Vladimir Putin has openly told us that Russia's goal is not the land grab. Russia doesn't want any land from Ukraine. Yet in October of 2022, the same year, Vladimir Putin signed papers, presidential decree, new laws that made, according to the Russian view and the Russian laws, made provinces of Ukraine, land of Ukraine, part of Russia. That was the part of the plan, despite him telling us, it wasn't. Number four, the Russian army not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Vladimir Putin again told us in March that Russian army was going to reach all the goals of this special military operation. That's how he used to call it back then. Now he calls it war. By using professional army, professional servicemen. And mobilization would be not announced under any circumstances. And yet in September, mobilization was announced. Therefore, it's safe to assume that Russian army, professional army, could not reach the goals. Therefore, there are many questions to the Russian army, Number five, Russian army first moving into Ukraine, then retreating back, well, fleeing really, losing men, losing equipment, losing money. I'm talking about Kiev in March, Kharkov in September, Kherson in November. Again, that everything, now it's clear, everything was done according to the plan. So at first, Russian army moved in. There was fierce fighting. Russian soldiers were killing Ukrainian soldiers. Ukrainian soldiers were killing Russian soldiers. Meanwhile, civilians were getting killed as well. Their houses, their homes destroyed, and these terrible things. And then Russian troops withdrew, retreated. That's the plan. It's obvious. They had to do it according to the plan. With no meaningful purpose, but according to the plan someone designed. Number 6. Once half dead NATO receiving new meaning. And 2 ever before neutral countries, Finland and Sweden, becoming a part of NATO. Now, Russia's rhetoric for the past couple years had been the following: NATO cannot expand into Ukraine. Well, you see, this plan was designed, and everything went according to the plan perfectly well. So Ukraine is not part of NATO, and most likely for quite some time will not be. But NATO expanded into 2 more countries, and that is perfectly executed according to the plan. Number 7, Russia fallen into geopolitical dependence from Turkey. That is a big deal, actually. And it also, since the beginning, it's been part of the plan. Number 8, Russia's biggest, most important revenue source, oil and natural gas. Exports, they have been destroyed. Right now, Russia, in 2022, Russia delivered the least amount of gas to its customers in the last 30 years. And then same numbers are following for oil. And that has become, that has gone perfectly well according to the plan. Number 9, Western companies leaving Russia, taking technologies, taking people, taking brains, taking money and investments. They have left, and that has gone according to the plan. Number 10, Russia fallen under the slew of unprecedented sanctions, making it basically an island in the world. Same island as North Korea, only bigger territory, geographically bigger. Perfectly well according to the plan. Number 11, Russian economy in free fall with no end in sight. The forecast is pretty grim. But again, that's the plan. Everything has been going according to the plan. Remember, from top to bottom, been told it thousands of times. That's the plan for you. Number 12, complete isolation of the country, financial, economical, cultural, educational, sports, you name it. Everything Russian is isolated, unwanted, and in many cases despised. This plan, everything has gone according to the plan. Number 13, Russia losing its allies, including the Central European countries, some, and Central Asian countries. Heck, Russia has even lost Venezuela as its ally. and Venezuela has always been dependent on Russia. It kind of had no choice. And now, as soon as I gained the choice, it turned away from Russia. The only allies that Russia has are North Korea, somewhat, and I think that's it. Let me tell you, heck of a plan. Number 14, a huge chasm in Russian society. The split of the society into two parts, it's us versus them. In the last 40 years, I don't remember anything like this of this magnitude happening in Russia. It happened so quickly and so scarily, I don't know, effective, I guess. But now we understand that it has gone according to the plan. Someone planned it. Number 15. The image of Russia in the world has been shattered. Very sad. I was always proud of the image of Russia. Cultural, no more. Heck of a plan. Number 16. The freedoms, well, the ones who remained to be in Russia in this past year have been destroyed. And the only freedom we have left, really, in Russia is the freedom to leave the country. But that freedom is not going to last long. My bad, couple days, perhaps a few days. That's the plan for you. Number 17. Over 2 million Russians have fled the country. Young Russian males and some their families followed them. They made their stands saying that they didn't want to be mobilized, they didn't want to take up arms, and they didn't want to go and take part in this useless war and kill Ukrainians. Now there is a campaign in Russia to call them traitors, rats, and this, it's basically making them ostracized and punished in the future. Number 18. Russia has undergone the biggest brain drain in its history, beating the brain drain of 100 years ago, the white emigration, Bela Emigracja. Now it's bigger. Now it's more massive. It's like someone has taken Russia's best and sucked them out of Russia. And that is also has been the part of the plan. I probably could come up with 18 more results, less significant, but important nevertheless. I think the biggest result, besides the loss of human lives, that cannot be undone. That's the most tragic. But besides that, the biggest result of this plan, this wonderful, wonderful plan, is the destruction of hopes for many, many Russians. Why am I so sure that what I've just told you, this 19 goals of the plan, are real? Why they are, they are the plan itself? For one simple reason: not one government official, not one, has come out and publicly admitted mistakes. Not military, not power agencies, KGB, police and so forth. Not politicians, not the government, people in the government. Not one has come out and said, my dear fellow Russians, we made a mistake. I made a mistake. We planned one thing, but everything didn't go as planned. Therefore, we have this and this. Okay? And we are ready, or I am ready, to take responsibility for that. Not one single person has done that. Not the president, not his aides, not his closest circle, not people in the government, not one. Therefore, I assume that what I have just told you, all these horrible things, they have been part of the plan all along. That leads us to a question. Who designed the plan? Why this plan was designed and executed? Who hates Russia so much that they designed this plan and executed it? Don't feed me the garbage that it's the enemies of Russia. The enemies of Russia did not make Vladimir Putin press the button. The enemies of Russia did not make him promise that mobilization is out of the question, and then 6 months later announcing the mobilization without even saying, well, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I thought there would not be mobilization, but the Russian army messed up. Oh, whatever, some kind of... No explanation given. Just, hey, we need to do this, and that's it. That's not the external enemies of Russia. Making the conditions for 2 million Russian males to leave the country, that's not the work of some mysterious enemy, the collective West or whatever. Finland and Sweden all of a sudden asking to join NATO, that's not the works of the devil or Satan, It's not the work of the collective West, because Finland and Sweden for decades have been saying, hey, you know what, we want to be neutral. If someone in the West wanted them to join, they would have joined, but they have been always making their own choice. And the time has come to make the choice, and they made it one more time. So none of this is a pressure or actions from outside of Russia. No. This plan has been designed, engineered, done, and executed from the inside Russia. We're going to look, the creators, the designers, could be many, could be one, I don't know. But we have to look within Russia. Who is this mysterious person? Who is the plan creator? Who is this plan people who helped to design the plan, who helped to execute the plan? So far, no answers. All we have been told is that there's a plan, and everything is going according to the plan. You know what? It's pretty safe to say that it is January 23, and it's clearly seen that they have done quite a job on the country called Russia. In the way that we knew it, it's no more. A new country is born, some kind of a hybrid, and where it's going to, it's absolutely unclear. And how people are going to live in this country, what kind of living they will have, it's absolutely unclear. At this point, there's not much positive, but it's unclear. And perhaps this is just the beginning of the plan for Russia. The worst yet to come. Thoughts like that, they really make me scared. Okay, this has been my message for today. Thank you so much for listening.